All right, beautiful people. This is Cindy Presgraves with Real Estate Divorced Single Parent. And today I want to talk about the market update. Okay, so I know I usually never talk about market updates, but you know what? Like the whole crazy things about what's going on and all that, I want to talk to you about what's really going on in Georgia. Okay, so do you know that the average sales prices for Georgia housing has increased in the month of January? Oh my gosh. So let's just go ahead and talk about how many, people, you guys think that the market's going to crash? It's not going to crash. It might correct itself. Yes, it will correct itself. But there's so many indicators that a lot of people are panicking because, oh no, it's going to crash. This is nothing like 2008. And that's what I actually want to bring to light. So the monthly housing indicators for the state of Georgia in January, average sales price were up 17% year over year. Can you imagine that 17%? And then the days on market actually decreased 21%, and month supply of inventory shrank to 1.1%. What is that telling you? That means there's not an overabundance. That means there's, oh my gosh, the inventory is scarce. So what does that mean? That means when properties are actually there's not an abundance of property. So that means in order for the real estate market to sustain a normal market, it is supposed to be 6 months of inventory. There's no 6 months of inventory. That means that the inventories had decreased completely to a 1.1 month. Can you imagine that? Okay, so when the properties when there's an overabundance, that means there's more than 6 months of inventory. But this is a market that has never been seen before. So I'm going to give you a little bit more of indications of where we are at with the market and all that. Like, look, in the state of Georgia, new listings decreased 5%. That means there's only 12,815 listings. That means properties that are going to be hitting the market, that properties that just came to the market. And this is for the month of January. Keep in mind, we're still in February, so February has not come out. So now pending sales decreased 9%. So that means from what it was, now it decreased to 11,778. That means pending sales. What is that telling us? People, that's telling us a great indicator that we are lacking inventory. There's not that there's not that much inventory out there. Okay, so closed sales, that means people selling houses, they were down to 10%. And that means that was 9,080 sales. That means 9,080 properties that it closed. That means property sold in the month of January. So that means with the inventory shrinking down to a 21%, I mean, that is major. So keep in mind, I'm talking about the state of Georgia. So the inventory shrank 21% down to 15,433 units. Wow, that means only 15,443 units are available out there. And what happens when there's a decrease, when there's not much inventory? That means that inventory is going to increase in price. That means when there's not that much inventory, prices will value more. And we'll talk about that later. So I'm going to tell you about the sales median price here in the state of Georgia. So that means that the median sales price increased 20% to up to $311,295. That is per house. That's a median price. Let's talk about the sales average price, people. Okay, so if you thought about years ago that the sales average price was hey, you know what? I can get a house for $250,000. All right, people, I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to tell you something, and look at me in the eye. If you're watching this video, then awesome. If you're not, then just listen to me and just look at me like if you're just I'm just staring at you, okay? And I'm going to give you the evil eye. Okay, I'm just kidding about that. But, okay, are you guys ready? So the average sales price increased 17%. That means $366,039. Wow. $366,039. That means, are you going to be able to get a house under $350,000? That tells you a lot, okay? All right. So now let's talk about the days on market. Keep in mind that I already told you about if the property stays, if there's 6 months of inventory, that's awesome because we're actually in a real estate market, right? We're still getting offers, but it's going to take a little bit longer. But now the days on market has decreased completely. Do you know the average? And this actually decreased to 17%. So this means down to 34 days on the market. Can you imagine now that? Oh my gosh. So we've actually decreased inventory. Pending sales had decreased, closed sales had decreased. The inventories have shrunk 21%. And now we're talking about the days on the market is just going to stay less than 34 days. Wow. What is that telling you? Do you think we're going to still get a market? I mean, the market's going to crash. People, let's really be realistic. I'm telling you the numbers here. Look at these numbers. So the month supplies of inventory was down 21%. And this is actually bringing down to 1.1 months. That means, what is that telling you? We don't have inventory. And yes, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it because when there's a will, there's a way. And I will find you that house that you want. But you gotta listen to me. If you want me to look for that house, or you want your agent to find their house, listen to them. This is why this is a totally different market. We are working harder than ever. I'm actually sending out over 1,000 letters per buyer to see who is actually looking for a house or who's even thinking about selling a house. I mean, I'm calling like crazy, being like, okay, so let me see. Are you looking for someone to, do you know of anybody? Do you know any like inside information? Do you know if your neighbor's looking to sell? Do you want your neighbors to sell? Oh, okay, don't worry. I'll send them a letter and let them know. I mean, that's how we're actually having to work. We're not just like, oh no, you know what? Your agent is just, it's so easy. No, people, it is not easy. It is like we're putting 25, 30, 40, 50 offers before we actually get an offer accepted. I mean, this is insane. This is a market that has never been seen before. All right, so now we're looking at the housing supply overview, which takes a closer look to key metrics in relation to price range, property type, and bedroom count. So I'm going to tell you a little bit more about this, but I want you to understand where are we coming from. And like I said, we are talking about the state of Georgia here. Okay, so then when we're actually talking about, contrast exists between single family homes and townhomes and condos. I mean, as well as lower priced properties. What are we talking about? So let's talk about the pending sales here. Pending sales were up for all properties priced at $124,999 or less. Okay. And $300,000 and above. Homes between 125,000 to 199,000 and 125,000 to 199,999 decrease. So what is that indicating you? So I'm going to tell you here what are the percentages here, and you can just imagine. So keep in mind those numbers I told you before that, right? Okay, so 124,999 or less, 2% increase. That means that actually that pending sales increase. But what type of properties are we actually getting in this price range? Think about it. I mean, these are investors, these are fixer uppers, these are, properties that you actually have to put money into it. All right, so between 125,000 to 199. All right, they decrease again. That means these pending sales have decreased 31% decrease. All right, let's go ahead and indicate this is what's going to tell you about these price ranges. Keep in mind, all right, 200,000 between 200,000 and 299,000. That means a 9% decrease. What is this indicating you? That the prices in these price ranges are becoming scarce. They're becoming lower and lower and lower because this is why you're actually seeing the price decrease on this, like the percentage of decrease of pending sales. So in this case, you're actually looking at this. Now let's look at the 300,000 and above. Can you find a house for 300,000 and above? Of course you can. But are you going to be able to get qualified? Keep in mind, interest rates are increasing every day. Now, we've been saying this for a long time, and you guys were like, oh, we're crying wolf, we're crying wolf, we're crying wolf. People, the wolf is here. The wolf is here. It's increasing and it's getting real. That means, and I'm going to tell you with this, when houses actually decrease, so when interest rates increase, Smaller house you can get. You can afford less house. When interest rates are lower, that means that the price ranges, that means you can get more for your house. You see what I'm saying? The wolf is here. So 300,000 and above, that means 32% increase completely. Additionally, pending sales for residents with one bedroom or fewer posted the largest gain at 24%. Wow. Now one bedroom, one bathrooms is not going to cost the same thing. You might not even be able to get a $200,000 property for one bedroom, two bathrooms. And okay, real story, true story. There's this two bedroom, two bathroom. This is like in a subdivision, HOA and all this. I think this property was listed like at 240,000. It got over 85 offers, people. 85 offers. What is the market actually telling you completely? All right. So additionally, pending sales for residents with, okay, yeah, I already told you about that. The residents with one bedroom and one bathroom, that's the fewest posted, the largest gain to 24%. It's anything, people are even trying to decrease on the amount of, like, if they see a one bedroom, one bathroom, they're trying to jump into it regardless. They don't care. It's just gaining that. They're trying to gain that ownership. Home ownership is really important because you really want to be paying for someone else. You want to pay someone else's mortgage? Of course not. You don't. So let's talk about like other housing supply overview indicators. So the days on market decrease for all price ranges. That means, and property types. That's what we're talking about. That means that, like I said, low inventory, people, low inventory. And it keeps on decreasing. And now we're at 1.1%. One month and 1.1 month. Of inventory. That means they've actually brought like the average sales price on a house market, or according to, I'll tell you right now so days on market decreased 17%. So that means that average is actually staying 34 days. Really, it's not, because in a blink of an eye, you'll actually see that the property's going to sell, be like, oh, you know what? Ta-da! And see. Okay, so the median sales price increased for all property types, which is awesome. But keep in mind, prices are increasing rapidly. It's not inflation, it's appreciation because of the low inventory. You guys got to understand that. It's not about the inflation, it's because there is supply and demand. So because there's not much supply and the demand is high, that means it causes prices to go up. This is statistics 101. So now let's talk about inventory was down across all housing types, regardless of the price. People, I'm getting into bidding wars, into multiple offers in properties for $3 million. Okay. This is not, I work in all price ranges. We're not talking about only one property or so forth. Not at all. We're talking about, wow, you gotta be kidding me. That one came to what? Yep. 24, 35 offers, 55 offers. Where are these people coming from completely? And that is telling you a totally different indication that this market is going crazy. But at the same time, people want to get into houses and they're moving from other states into the state of Georgia. So now when the inventory was down across all housing type, regardless of price, one bedroom, townhomes, condos, they saw the largest decrease at 63%. People don't want to sell. People want to stay in their homes. Like I've been looking at a lot of properties, be like, okay, let me just do a comparison. 3 months, 6 months, 9 months. Oh, great. There's nothing being sold. There hasn't been anything sold. So what do I have to do here? Now I have to go into outside the parameters, or actually add a different type of like value and all that. All right, let's go for it. So if you think that your realtor, or we are actually, as realtors, we're not doing much work anymore. Ha! Oh my gosh. Yeah. Keep on dreaming. Keep on dreaming, people. So this is basically, it's insane. This market is insane. It's just like the housing supply is insane. I can tell you about like for 2022, let's talk about a little bit more about like January 2022. So the average 30-year fixed rate mortgage ended up the month with a 3.55%. That is wow. That's nearly a point full higher than the low 2.65% recorded in January 2020. Keep that in mind. With residential borrowing cost now the highest they've ever seen since March 2020. So yes, this is indicating you that the interest rates are going up and up and up. Like, and we've been saying that. Yes, prices are going yeah, besides the prices, the interest rates are going up too. This is reality, people. But I'm going to throw something out there for you too. Houses are more affordable now than in 2007. You'll be like, wait, what? She did not just say that. Yes, I did say that. I am telling you that the houses are more affordable today than they were in 2007. And why I'm telling you that? Because the interest rates are under 6% still. Back in 2007, I mean, I'm telling you, 2009 I bought a house, and I kid you not, my interest rate was at a 5.65%, and it got reduced because I bought points. It was down to a 5.35%. My mortgage payment was over $1,500, and I bought this house in a VA. So get the picture there. Get the picture. Okay, so then now let's just go ahead and talk about with residential borrowing costs, now they've been the highest since March 2020. Keep that in mind, according to Freddie Mac. So Freddie Mac is telling you this, okay? So as rates continue to rise, home price growth is predicted to increase at a much more moderate pace. Maybe. While declining home affordability may temper buyer activity, and we're actually seeing that right now. People that cannot afford a house for 350,000, they're actually being squeezed out of the market. Not only because of it's because of the interest rates. Keeping that in mind, that is really important, an indicator. The more house that you can get is with a lower interest rate, but when those interest rates keep on creeping up, that means you won't be able to get a house. I mean, you can, but you're going to have to pay a higher price because you're paying that higher interest rate. Keep that in mind. That interest rate is the key. And the house prices too. How much down payment are you putting in? How much down payment are you bringing to the table? Keep that in mind, people. I'm not telling you just to tell you. Okay, so all right. So while declining home affordability may temper buyer activity. Oh, and this is another thing that I'm going to tell you. So loan applications have been at its lowest since, I think it's like, I can't remember the time, but it's been 2% low. That means a lot of people are not applying because of the interest rates. You guys think interest rates are going to keep on decreasing? No, keep on dreaming, people. Keep on dreaming. Buy now. If you can buy now, go ahead and just buy now, honestly. So the chronic lack of supplies across the most housing market segments appears unlikely to change significantly in the near future. For the 12-month period spanning February 2021 through January 2022, sales in the state of Georgia were up 3.2% overall. The price range with the largest gain in sales was the 300,000s and above range, where they increased a 32%. So people, like I said, now if you really want to get a house, you're not going to spend less than 300,000. I mean, and if you really want to buy a house, it's going to have, you're going to have a higher interest rate. But in reality, like the average sales price in the state of Georgia is 366,000. So be prepared. If you're looking at, oh, you know what, I don't want to spend no more than 350,000. People, I'm going to have how I say this? How can I say it nicely? I'm going to have a really nice conversation with you and make you come to earth. This is the reality. Average sales price is 366,000. Yep. Okay. And if you think you're going to get closing costs, maybe, depending on the issue, depending on the area, depending on the house, depending what is the actual situation. But we're looking at a market that no closing costs are being paid. Not even the builder. I mean, depends. I mean, builders are lowering our commission, and that's not fair to us. So let me not even get you started with that. But this is the reality of things that's actually happening in the market. So Okay, let's keep on talking about this. The overall medium sales price went 17.7%. 17.7%, people, to 299,000. All right, the property type with the largest price was the single family home segment, which increased 18.4%. 302,000. The price range that tended to sell the quickest was the 200 to 299,000 range. At 22 days, the price range that tended to sell the slowest was the 124,099 or less. What is that telling you? Less than 54 days. And that, because it might be a fixer upper, there might be some indications. I mean, it would have to be a cash buyer. It might have to be, I mean, there's many things. FHA 203K FHA. There's many things that can actually bring. That's why those houses have been sitting on the market for 54 days. Market-wide inventory levels were down 21.3%. The property type that lost the least inventory was the single-family segment. People are wanting to actually move into actually homes, single-family homes. The amounts to one, it's a month inventory, month supply for single-family homes, and 1.1 supplies for townhomes and condos. Condos used to sit there for a little bit longer. No, they're not. People are grasping everything they can. They're putting offers in left and right. They don't care. They want a house. They want to move in completely. So if I talk to you about pending sales, I already talked to you about pending sales, but I do want to have you guys understand where I'm coming from here. So if I go by bed count, like let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, our all bedroom counts. I mean, we're talking about there's been a decrease in change. I mean, if I go by price range, if I go by properties, I mean, between years and years, I mean, family homes, townhomes, I mean, it is insane the price, like how everything has changed this past year, and that's like, wow. So I just wanted to make you understand about the market updates, what's really going on here. I mean, days on market they sell. I mean, I can tell you, I mean, back in 2000, I want to tell you this, back in 2021, you'll be surprised. So I'm going to put an example here. Days on market until sell. Do you really want to know how long would a property for 4 bedrooms or more would stay on the market back in 2021? Okay. 53 days on the market. That would be the average. So now in 2022, you know how long they're staying in the market? 28 days, people. 28 days. And I mean, this is for single, and I'm talking about the same indicators about family homes. All right, so let's talk about townhomes or condos. Condos are a little bit difficult to sell, but you know what? We can actually get it done. But in 2021, 54 days, and now the average time on the market is 32 days. So, and this is like, I'm going to tell you about like 300 and above. Okay, 300,000 and above. 2021 was 57 days, average days on market. Now we're talking about all properties in 2022, 300,000 and above is 29 days. And for single family homes, it's 28 days. For townhomes and condos, it's 36 days. Back in 2021 for townhomes, townhouse and condo were 54 days. And now for townhomes and condos in 2022, January 2022, 36 days. What is that actually telling you with an indication like that? And the median sales price for 2022 has increased completely. I mean, the median sales price, 4 bedrooms back in 2000, and I want you guys to see this, like between this year and last year, it's changed drastically. For a 4 bedroom and more property, 315,000 was the average sales price for 2021. This is back in January. Now you can't get a house for less than 375,000 in 2022, people. And we're also mentioning about that. I'm talking about, single family homes. And if I'm talking about single family homes, I'm going to tell you about townhomes too, 4 and plus. That means that the average price 2021 was 359,000, almost 360. But in 2022, for 4 bedrooms or more condo townhome, you know how much has it increased? 16.7%. And what does that mean to you? That means that average sales price for that 4 plus townhomes condo, it is 420,000. And I might just be boring you with all this, but these are numbers. These are, I mean, it is so interesting. So if you're actually putting yourself out there, you're looking to buy, you're looking to sell, please let me know if you have any questions, anything, because I mean, the market is hard. And if you think we're not doing anything, you better check yourself. But this is Cindy Presgraves with Cindy's Realty Group. Well, this is on my podcast, Real Estate Divorce Single Parent, and I hope this has helped. But if you guys have any questions, any concerns, please, please, please share this, comment below, and I can't wait till next time. Have a beautiful day. Bye.